Hello and welcome back to Can We Survive the Moon? Alright, so far so good. Did a few things off camera, but we'll explain that in a second. Let's get started. Alright, so we did a few things off camera as we normally do just to kind of progress things along. Don't want to waste too much time as we're recording the session and doing it at the same time, depending on, what it is. But what I've done off camera was this whole drill system right over here to do a little bit of right click drilling so we can have a flatter space here so we can put in those panels. So we got it as far as we got it from there. You'll see like this whole section here, this high up, was technically right around here too. So we did this mainly so that we can get as flat as possible, so we have a nice smooth area to start putting all the platforms down and everything like that. I mean, it's not complete yet, and there's always these type of holes here, but if we could put a bunch of panels around it, cover it up, it'll look better that way. Of course, the moon is round, so eventually it's not going to look that great once it pops up a little bit. So we'll deal with that when it comes to it. We got it as far as the drill here, but as you see back here is kind of wonky. So we're going to have to kind of fix that out as well. But from the last episode, we got all our refineries done. We got our bit of a rotating drill here, which I think we should probably scrap for now, because we should just do some drilling systems right down here to get whatever I need to get from there. So we can scrap this for the time being, if anything. All right, got that all scrapped out, so then we don't have to worry too much about the drilling system. And again, drilling system, more or less, we can start drilling down here because that's all the mats anyways. The iron's here, right there, and some nickel here. So why should we concern ourselves with gathering stone from the very top at this moment? So we're gonna scrap that. I guess we could, since that's scrapped, we can get this thing kind of extended out a little bit more as well, because it got limited to a point because the drill system was there. So we're just going to extend this out ever so slowly and try to get that part a little bit flattened out as well. And then from there, we have two objectives that we can possibly do. One is actually design the exposed stations, which is something I feel like I want to do slightly later down the line, after I get an assembler station up and running, because we got a whole bunch of refineries done from last one, or the last episode, 16 of them total, which it's a ton, and it's great for refining the stone, but we're not really doing much drilling here in the base right this moment, so we may have to move on with an assembler, because we definitely need an assembly plant so we could basically build things a lot faster, because we're only running on one with, I think, one speed mod maybe, or no speed mods, so we're gonna have to figure that out. And speaking of which, the refineries, we could always use a, a yield mod, which that is gonna be interesting alone. Well, we can't check it out that way. We'll see in a second, but we did get gold, so we should be able to produce a ton of superconductors, I would hope. I mean, how much superconductors can we make? I have no idea. Let's just queue up a whole bunch and see what happens. And it would be great if we can get any superconductors out of the gold that we got. But we probably have to move some stone around also. I do wish all our stations are piped, because then all that can get extracted over really quickly, because we have all this refinery now. Now, in order to do that, it's going to be a bit rough. We could do it on the ground, potentially. It's not going to be terrible. It's going to be a little long or a little rough to do, because it does take time to travel all the way across on the ground with pipes and even a drilling system. We can try it, for sure, but it would make a lot more sense, too, because those two stations are drilling from top down, so that's the lost stone to get as well. All right, so we're in the third leg of the pistons. It looks like we can extend it out pretty far and get a nice flat area right over here. And I just gotta get it flat around the refining station too, just a little bit, so we can make sure not to build over there specifically. Instead, it just looks nice and smooth instead of that jagged piece that I have over there. Because I was doing some hand drilling, that made it kind of awkward in a way. But doing this will make it a lot more smoother, so should be a little bit better. I'm trying to wait until it gets to the end of it, and it's a bit shaky for some reason. It wasn't shaky before. Hope doesn't ruin the flooring a little bit there. And I'm gonna retract it fairly soon once it's reached the end. Yep, there we go. So skimmer. We'll retract it, and that sat there for a little longer than I would want it. So not sure if that's gonna do too much to the ground. Don't really care to wait for it to come back. But let me see. Let me hop off and check it out. I mean, it went down ever so slightly more than the rest. It should be all right. Not gonna be concerned with myself on that. But yeah, we just need to skim this out here, and then we should be good. But that can wait. Those are the things I can do off camera. Not a big deal. All right. So let's see what we have in terms of power. Our only station that's fairly done. We look at 2 bars each, so we got decent amount of power, which is great. So superconductors, we don't have any. So we did try to produce some at one point in time, but I guess not. All right. So if we were to plot out pipings, yeah, it's pretty decent distance to get over here. So that's not gonna be fun. Right now we got a basic assembler or refinery to refine stuff. Oh, okay. I think it looks like I got rid of most things from here already. I may have transferred stone. And where we're looking at, we're getting the gold here. We definitely need a ton of gold. So the gold is around here. So I need to retract it and move it to the right a little bit, it looks like. But I can't just do that. Well, maybe just move it to the right just to get this sliver. Yeah, just move it to the right a little bit. I need to turn the drills on first, unfortunately. So turn that on, and we have slowly move this over to the right. That's the left. Because I know it's gonna hit that right there, and it's gonna take some time to drill that out unless we do some hand drilling. But that should be all right. And I do need to go forward a little bit too, which is another issue. But we definitely need the gold. So we're gonna have this do what it needs to do. Okay, that might be as far as I need it. Yeah. That's pretty good. Alright. I could move it forward ever so slightly. Looks like we have a little bit more range to do that. So we're at 5. I think we need to go 6 if anything. Yeah, that could work. Let's see. That would grab up to here. Yeah, that would work. For the time being. Wow. This actually dug pretty deep on the ground here. Wasn't expecting that, but alright. That works. Alright, let's commence the drilling. That's going to slowly get down there and get the gold that we need. Everything else is fine. The cargoes are not filled up, so we're good. We could grab the silicon and nickel for now if you want to just grab that. And we could just bring it back to base if we need it. More or less, I think silicon is what we need more than anything else because we haven't really dug a ore deposit for that. Okay, let's check out platinum. But again, yeah, we could pipe everything, potentially. It is possible. I mean, should we do it? Probably. Is it going to take forever? Absolutely. So there's always that. Okay, so the refinery here. Oh, we got some nickel here too. Interesting. Our cargo is not completely filled, so that's not too bad. But we can move some stuff around. Where did the nickel come from? Right there? That should be nickel, right? Yeah, that's nickel. So the platinum was down here, but we got some nickel along the way. Where is the platinum? That little sliver of stuff right here? Yeah, barely could see that. So platinum, not too worried about yet. I think more or less gold is more important. Oh, until we get the um ion thrusters, then we definitely need some more platinum. But again, it's hard to see where the platinum is specifically. It's saying it's right around here. Yeah, it's this sliver. Hard to see sliver. Well, I'm pretty sure if I broke it apart, it'll be easy to see, right? Like that should be platinum right here. And there's a bit of gold, not gold, stone involved. No, that's all stone that I collected so far. I don't know if any of this is platinum. Yeah, there's some platinum here. So there's that. So it's a little hard to see, but we will have to find a way to collect all this later down the line. So there should be platinum on this edge too, right? These platinums right around here. I don't know if there's any platinum here. Hard to see. I'm gonna have to move this whole thing a little bit more to get it down a little bit better. Did this drill go all the way down as well? Yes, it did. All right. But we can't move this yet because it's filled with stone. Although we could just grab our ship and transport some stuff over. What's closer anyways? This one is 354 away. This one is 500 or so away. Okay, so the platinum's a lot closer. So if we wanted to pipe something down, we probably want to work on that one first. How deep is our pipe system right now? It's probably not too deep. We're about 3 blocks from the surface, right? Or at least 2 blocks and 3 blocks from the surface here. But when it comes to it, we could still continue to go 3 block or maybe even lower. But yeah, if we're piping it, I think we have to pipe it straight down this way and then that way. So that's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. But I think that could be a plan. But other than that, we still need to work on an assembly plant. So we gotta find out where is the best place to do that. Whether it's gonna be more or less on this side with the refineries, or do we put it on this side? We definitely don't need 16 refineries, but we could definitely do that. Wouldn't be a big deal. It should be a lot smaller too, but we could also put it right over here as well. Then we gotta stretch it out a little bit more. I don't know where to put it right now. So what would be a good spot? A good spot could be right here, potentially. Right next to the hydrogen plant. Yeah, that means I have to move this ship over a little bit. But then I also need to flatten out the ground here too. So that's another big pain in the butt. But here could work, potentially. Or... I mean, ideally, this whole mess of stuff here that could be moved would be a good spot as well. Yeah, this could definitely be a decent spot for it. I don't know where I'm going to put a door. Because it doesn't really match up anywhere where it needs a door. Yeah, so maybe we do it around out here somewhere. But again, the only problem is that we need to stretch out this kind of piece here. Because we just need to flatten it out. I mean, it's not even that hard to do that. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to do it that way for the time being. Just flatten it out as much as it can. Next to the refinery station, I think would be the best idea. How far can we get this thing? Kind of like that. That should be more than enough, I guess. All right, so this is actually what I've been doing to speed things up. Instead of me hand welding everything, I've actually been building welders like this to get this thing working and built out quickly. So what we do here is basically turn this one on, or weld it first, turn it on, and it'll just go through the waves of stuff. So the welders, we just turn it on, and I'll just build out all of that fairly quickly. And of course, if we want to give it a helping hand, we can always do that as well. And that's a quick way of building out your drills instead of hand welding, instead of hand welding them in that case. And then we just get from the back and just start grinding them down. And there we go. So all the many years I've been playing this, that's kind of the first time I've utilized the welders that way instead of putting on a ship. But that does work out pretty neatly. All right, let's get in here, right click, get it to automate. Oh, it's a little bouncy. I'm not a big fan of that. We can just reverse this forward. It's a very slow process of moving it forward, but I think it's bouncing a little more than I would actually prefer it to. And not sure why. Yeah, we have all the shared inertias on. I guess everything's just too heavy, more or less. Our drills are not carrying anything. Yeah, it's just a little bit heavy. And I have to stay on it so that it has that right click drill action. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything. So that's the horrible side of things of this. But it looks like it's coming together pretty well. I mean, if just need to cancel out some of the drills and turn them into like conveyor junctions and things like that, that could actually be a little bit better and not this bouncy. But it's not that bad. We'll go forward a little bit, and then we should end up with a nice platform or place for a platform and build our assembling station. All right, that's all done. Unfortunately, we also need to back it up here as well eventually. We're not doing it now because we're probably going to end up putting stuff there. But for now, we have an area or platform space here. But the only other unfortunate piece about this is that we don't necessarily have a door that can connect from here, so that doesn't work out. So we might have to just put in a whole platform right over here to kind of get us started. I don't know how big of a assembler we want to do, or assembler plants. I'm gonna end it right around here for now. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. All right, so that's just for now. The plant's just gonna be here. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th one will be here. Okay, so that's gonna be our assembler plants here first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 width for now. I mean, we got to figure out which assembler we want to use, whether it's going to be this one or the traditional one. The traditional one, obviously, we just stand it up like this, put in all the mods that we can. The industrial one, there's a mod on the bottom, but it has this catwalk like piece. But it doesn't really work out that great unless you kind of stick it out the right way. So like if you put one down, how else are you going to connect it? you won't be able to. It's just like back to back. It just makes it look ridiculous. Or like even if you did that, it doesn't look right. So I guess we go with the traditional one. So with the traditional one, we don't need too much space. In terms of the assembler itself, but with the mods on it, that's when it becomes more of a bit more of a project. It's more of a plus in a way. Like it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in that way. In that those 4 directions. Or 2 directions. Unless we lay it flat. Then that's a different story. But then we gotta elevate it for the mod. That's where we have questions. But for now, let's see. If we dump in our panels here and we figure out how many of we want, and like I guess layer wise too, we gotta figure that out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 and 9 is gonna be our outer layer, right? Or what's this? This is the light armor blocks there. Feel like I should put panels here so I don't fall down into this ditch. If I ever run out of hydrogen, might as well just slightly cover it up for the time being. Sounds like that would be the smarter thing to do for the time for now. Actually, I need to get rid of that. All right, so how do we want to do this is the question, right? So this is our beginning of the platform, the walls. And it's 7, so that means we have 5 to work with. Or do we want to go 9 and build a wall that way? I think we could work with, let me see. Can we work with this? Not really. I think we build 9 with the wall. And then that way we can go down this way. But how far is the other question again. Okay, so this is the extension of what we have in terms of the panels. And this is the assembler station. I guess we could stretch it out the same as the refinery if we wanted to. Just to even it out. I mean, that would be a bit of a stretch. In terms of how far we're going to go. Because the refining station is pretty long. And I guess we could combine the assemblers with other things too. We really need to. So maybe you shouldn't worry too much about that. Or, I mean, if we really don't need it, we can cut it down later down the line. That's another option. All right, platform's complete. A little bit more space than it needs to, but should be good to go. All right, so an idea I had was pretty interesting where as we have the industrial on the bottom here and the regular ones on top, what if we reverse that for assemblers? What if we did the whole assembly joint where we have the regular one on the bottom and then we flip it around to have it all on top for the other ones as well. So basically what we're looking at is going to be like that. So how many can we add here? More or less, that's about it. Actually, it's about the same thing. It's going to be like 16 of them, if anything. Was not expecting that, but that kind of works out, I guess. Or should we start it from here? So it gives us some more space up front. I think we should just do that, actually. To get that one extra block to walk around right over here, if we need to. I mean, we probably don't need to walk around in here at all, but just in case, we have the option. Okay, so that's the assemblers, all the mods over there. And then if we want to put in this one, we could. And I was thinking if we connect the catwalk into it, that would be cool too. Although, it won't be airtight if we did something like that. But are we even lined up for it? Not necessarily. So, if we are going to put any pipes along the way, it will be on the side like this. Where it meets right over here. So if we put any pipings to leak out here into it or catwalks into it, that's where this would be. But that'll be marked here for here. So one here. It's all about the same. Yeah, it's all about the same over there. So maybe if we lined it up a little bit better. It looks like if we lined it up by 1, it would be better. Yeah. Yeah, that looks like that's gonna be the case. So we're gonna do that. All right, so we'll line it up here, here, and here, and there. Okay. And then the mods will go in there. So the one with the catwalk, we can do it like this, or off by one. So it's gonna leak into the walls though. So that's not favorable. I can't just put it on top. Actually, this doesn't even work out because if you put it like this, you can't put the mod. I had to put it out like 2 blocks out in order to put the mod. So that's not gonna be great for this build if that's the case. So if anything, I would probably have to do something like this in order to get this to work out. And then throw this one out here like that. Yeah, not the greatest thing. It's just stick out the assembler out here for no apparent reason. But of course, you get the cockpit, or not the catwalk piece here, where we could put a door or something like that and walk up into this for no reason. I mean, it's a possibility. Is there a reason to do that? Not at all. But we could put the mod down here. And over here and then up top. Pretty freely and exposed though. So, I mean, that's an option. Again, I don't know if that's going to be a good option, but it's an option. And we have to actually drop it by 1 too when it comes to the catwalk. Which is a bit of a pain in the butt. Where we need to put the stairs like this in order to get that to work out. So, lots of things to work out here. But that could work like that. And the catwalk would be like right over here, if anything, as well. Right? On the refineries like this. And then we can walk out over there. So we're gonna have a wall here and a door potentially. I'm just gonna put a catwalk here for now. But we would plan to stretch this out. Well, we should probably use the railing one. To do this, to bridge into this assembler. But bridging into the assembler doesn't even do anything because it's all outside and that's about it. You can't do much with it. So another thought would be add a door so we can walk in and into the assembler bay, I guess we can call it. A little bit better that way. But there's really no point either because we're not going to be able to get a staircase that reaches too well over here anyway. So yeah, I don't know. How can we do this to make it work well? I mean, we could just scrap this whole idea, right? And just have it elevated by 1. If anything. Let me just throw some stuff in here. So basically the catwalk right here just stretches out as far as it can into the building. So this is where the door is going to be. Right? And then more or less, let's just say the assembler here would be like that. So there should be a door here. And then they can walk right into here and then out into here for no reason whatsoever. So, I mean, more or less, it works out for having one of them like that, but having all of them like that would be a little bit on the ridiculous side. But as you see here, this works out to do this. And outside the door, wherever you want to do. So that could work. We could do that way. And it fits for the mods too. So we have mod here, mod there. But then again, as I said before, there's really a point here. Because we're ending up having to do this anyway. So it's going to be like that. And can we even get stairs to come down here properly is another question. Nope. That's going to go right into the mod. But I guess we could actually just not do it that way. And bend it around if we want to go the route of doing this. Then you have a catwalk here. Oop, this is too much. Yeah. Then you have a catwalk here. And you walk down like this. And I guess we could do that for all of them, actually, right? I don't see why not. So we could just do this, the catwalk as well. So something like that. Yeah, with multiple doors that way. I mean, really no point, but it's for design. So that could definitely work out. Let's just do it. Try something different, right? Why just have towers and towers of assemblers for no reason at all? That'll just look crazy anyways. Here we go. And that's all connected, and we don't even have to do it this way. We could just make this into one big old flooring so we can get to the other side. The other side's probably going to have the same things. Or not. So we can make it different. It doesn't have to be the same on that side. So if we do it the same on that side, unfortunately, you won't have the same type of connection. So let's just say if we didn't mimic the same thing on the other side, it would be like this. Right? And I mean, the only walkway is here and here, and that's it. So is there really a point of doing that? Probably not. So if anything, I would probably not use those. And probably use the original ones here instead. If we did it this way, we could add a ton more assemblers. But they can't walk through it. So we would probably have to pipe everything from the ground up. Should we get these sideways or not? I mean, we did sideways. We wouldn't need that bad. I don't know. And we could add a lot on here too if we did it this way. I'm thinking, yeah, if we did something like this and then put the mods down, we could stagger another assembler on this side with the mod. Potentially. Sounds a bit strange to do something like that, but let's see what it's going to look like. So here's the assembler, and then we have a mod here. So if we wanted to, we can actually put another assembler right up here. So we just tack one here, and then the mod would be here, and it won't impede into it. So we could build it like that if we want more assemblers, and it wouldn't even look that bad. I guess we could just go with it and do the side ones like this. But then again, we just gotta find a way to pipe everything, which we could just pipe everything on the ground with no issues. But like I said, if we really wanted more, we could do it this way. And this actually saves more space because then all the mods are more vertical than it is horizontal. And now we have more space to walk around. I think we should do it this way. Yeah, we should definitely do it this way. All right. I'm going to have to put a platform over here for now. Because what I'm thinking is going to happen, this is going to be conveyor junctions instead. Because that's going to be piping towards the outside. So, might as well prep for that. Do this. And then if we wanted to pipe it, it's going to be piped from here. Whether it's going to be a T or not a T shape here, I don't know yet. We'll figure that out eventually. But for now, we're just going to do pipes, and more pipes down here. So we'll just do the C ones here first. All right. So that's going to get its connection from the pipes from the outside. And yeah, I didn't even think about where am I going to get this piping done, which is probably going to be from the outside as well. We might as well do it from the outside. If I cut this down, is it going to fall? Absolutely. Okay. I would think it would. Yeah, we'll pipe it from the outside. I don't see why we shouldn't do that. same as we have it over there. We do this. Got pipes. And the good thing is that there's a bit of exposure right over here, so I can see fairly easily. There we go. So that's on the ground, and that should work out. The piping is going to fall in line with this thing here. Only issue is that we probably need to drill out all this first before we get it piped over there. Or for now, temporarily, we could probably just do this anyways. Is this the height of it? Where are we? We are... Nope, we need one more. Because we need to get at least one assembler up and running if possible. Or multiple ones, either way. So here's our pipes. Oop, I went a little too far. We can do a junction here. And if we need to, we can put another one here. I think we should be okay to do this. I mean, if we need to get the iron later down the line, we can chop the pipes down. Not a big deal. For now, I just want to get some of this connected. So we can actually start using the assemblers. We might have to do some artificial piping. Not artificial piping, temporary pipings. From the top. To connect all of them, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do that eventually. Because we don't have all the spacing for this yet. Because we should really drill out this whole piece first in order to get that done. Alright, so we need tons and tons of pipes. And there we go. We got our piping done. Well, we still got to get these things done, which should be actually conveyors. There we go. And then we just gotta weld up the assembler. So once we get that done, we should be able to utilize at least these two for now. And then we'll just kind of weld up the rest from there. Well, weld and pipe them, actually. Okay, so now we just gotta find a shortcut of how do we get these welded without having to do it myself by hand. I think we just gotta throw in some pipes. Some quick little, maybe not C pipes, junctions here, I guess would work. Yep, this would definitely work out. All right, so it's just a few things we need to... It's not as smooth as the... What's it called it that we did, but this should work out okay. We'll get the assemblers here, and we got to get the assemblers kind of from here on out. That would work. All right, so unfortunately, I gotta do the welders myself though, and also the pipes. Okay, probably get one welder up and running, which should help a bit. Okay. This one up and running. Same with this one. And they're pretty quick to weld them anyway, so it's not even that bad. Okay. Not that one, that was no connections. Okay, we'll get that welded up, and then it's gonna cycle through. The only thing is these are not piped, so that's the biggest problem that I'm gonna run into, and like I said, probably have to do some temporary plumbing. Basically this and this, I guess. That's just be our temporary plumbing. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's just gonna get that going. Are we really missing computers? That's gonna be fun. We are out. Wow. Interesting. Right, that's not the right assembler. I gotta name all these assemblers eventually as well, so we know which one we're interacting with. All right, we need computers, so we're just gonna do that up first. So if we can name all of them, that'll be great. I don't see how I'm gonna be able to do that right this moment because I lost all access panels to it. Well, I can get it right here actually. So as long as these are all done, I can get rid of these welders and go from there. All right, that's gonna work itself out. So this is gonna be industrial assembler. I guess the plant. And we're gonna name it from left to right. So yeah, left to right. I guess this way. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will be number 8 for now. This one will be 7. And looks like it's done. Get rid of this. Six. And this will be number 5. Right over here. Okay. These we're not going to use just yet until they get plumbed up. So we're not going to name those anytime soon. So then at least when we go to production now, we know which is which. And eventually they're just going to be dedicated producers of certain things like steel plates, interior plates, things like that. And we're just going to do it that way. As we had it in another series as well. So that way we can make sure we always have a good chunk of them there. And then we gotta extend or expand our storage as well, because we need to do some sorting, right? So some of the this is just like full storage. Maybe we do another bay here, which is gonna be like what specific mats will be in that storage. Do we fill up a whole cargo container worth of stuff? We could, and make sure it keeps getting it there. It's a potential chance to do something like that. Or we share one. So like one cargo container holds a lot. So you don't need to put all steel plates in there. We can do a mixture of like steel plates, construction components, interior plates, things like that. So we can just store it in there and use sorters and stuff to make sure it goes in the right box. Okay, so I guess temporarily we could also just, yeah, we could just utilize these. I don't see why we shouldn't. We could do a temporary plumbing across from each other like we did anyways, so that shouldn't be a problem. We'll actually get them named as well. Let's just make sure to get this done first. Oh, we are out of construction components, or we're just out of stuff. No, we're just out of stuff on hand. All right, there we go. And we just put in another pipe here, just temporary. So we're gonna end up putting it across from each other for now. But I'm gonna name it first before we do that. Okay, so this one here is going to be number 4. This is gonna be number 5. No, 3. Going backwards now. Then we just throw in all the pipes that we can, like so. And that's our temporary plumbing. That's not definitely what we're gonna keep here. So let's just get all the pipes that we can. All right. So that's what we got going for now. Looks actually not that bad even with the pipes, but we also need to do all this too. So like the stairs, the actual proper catwalks and things like that. The actual, when I say actual proper, it's gonna be this one here. Okay, we got that done. And I was thinking maybe, I don't know, we should have done it this way, but we could have added another catwalk here so we could walk around some more. In here we need it. Probably don't need it, but this was just an interesting way of doing this whole section. And like I said, these could be just doors to make things airtight, so that's not too bad. And these should have rails. But this is just a temporary catwalk here that we gonna eventually do. So we have that connection there. So once again, we have 8 assemblers now, which is great. Most of this is temporary plumbing. And it's connected down here, but we do need to start getting all that. And I could connect it from up here if I need to. And yeah, I still need to get the iron out. Nickels and irons, very important here. So we're gonna have to do that. And if we could drill a hole from the nickel area, we can actually get up to there too. To get that plumbed. And if we really care to, we should really plumb all these up too, just in case something breaks. But for now, everything's plumbed up top anyway, so we should be okay. But it is looking pretty good. So lots more assemblers. Again, we can plop in more if we need to. So if we want to go the route of staggering them instead of having like mod on top of a mod, we put it right over here. So for an example, it'll be like sticking out from here though. But this is probably bad to use this block here, especially when this is the wall, but it's gonna stick out from here and here. To get a 2 on each side. So that would give us what, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 more, so a total of 16, just like our refineries. So it's not a bad idea to do it that way. How am I gonna put it together? Basically, that would be a question, right? So it'd be like this, this, this. One more. And then this would be a conveyor junction there. So that's quite a deal to do. Right? Let's see. Yeah, that's basically what we're going to have to do if we're doing it this way. Ooh, we lose a little bit on this side. All right. And also on this side as well, actually. So basically, if we are going to go this route, we're doing this. One here. Ooh, it actually doesn't work out that well. Because now we lose out here. Okay, so that didn't work out. The nice stagger only on one side. So that unfortunately doesn't work as I thought. So it's more or less like this instead. So we can't have it on both sides. We can only have it on one side. But that'll give us 4 more, which is not bad. Like, it won't be 16, but hey, it'll give us 12 instead. Yeah, that doesn't look terrible, so we could roll with that for now. All right, we just get that assembled up top. And while we do that, I guess we can assemble the steel plates here for now. More secure. Don't know if we're going to keep it this design, but for now, we want to stabilize it just in case we break something. Which we probably will do. All right, so those need to get plumbed up as well, unfortunately. So we got to figure out how to best do that. Probably best suited to go out this way, down. Right? I mean, that looks kind of funky, but might have to do for now. We're going to curve it to the right, like that. And then down. So do it this way. And then from here, those need to be T-shapes. All right, so that's all connected. So if we ever need it, we can use it that way. Now the count is kind of off now. So 1, 2, 4, 5 to 8. Yes, this will be 9. This will be 10. I don't know why I call it copied it for the industrial assembler name, which doesn't need that at all. What did I just say? That's 9. This one should be 10. This one is 11. And this one's 12. But again, they're probably just going to be renamed to be something else anyway, so not worried about the names so far. But there we go. So now we could do mod here, and it won't impede with each other. So a little bit of a staggering process to it. But that's all connected right now, so we should be good to go. And if we want to, we could also stagger these as well, I think. Nah, not really. We're probably not going to go that route at all. So this is basically a nice little assembler system for the time being. I don't think we need any more than this. Will be a little bit on the nut side to put any more than this. But a simple assembler plant is all we really need. We just need to be able to start producing a lot more quicker as well. So too bad we can't just tell all our production stuff to produce all the same amounts, but we could do the repeat mode. So like say plant 1, let's just do this is the main one, if anything. I'll say like 2, 3 to do some not repeat mode, co-op mode. That's what I'm looking for. Co-op mode. Oh, repeat mode would be interesting because we would just tell it to repeat itself constantly. So then that way it'll keep building the steel plates and everything like that. Okay, that could work. I never even thought of it that way. So 1 is not on co-op. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's all of them there, right? So I don't think assembler 1 needs to be co-ops, because then if you did this, it will grab from the rest. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what we needed to do. All right, perfect. All right, this is gonna kill all our power, I think. But it's fine. All right, cobalt we have little to none of. I know we have cobalt somewhere within this vicinity. Unfortunately, I think I covered it up, so I can't necessarily find it. Where is our cobalt? Is it hiding under here? Or is it more or less closer to this thing here? All right, I don't even know where my cobalt is anymore, unfortunately, and I don't see my drill even showing me where the cobalt is. Or where oh no, because I turned it off. All right, the cobalt was right over there. We could create a new hole here for no reason and find it. Not bad, not a big deal. Here's the cobalt. We're just gonna grab a few bits of cobalt because we need it. Oh, there's the hole. Okay, perfect. We could hand drill from here. Got a little bit of a connector there, so we can always chuck stuff in there. But yeah, I'd rather have as much metal grids as we can. So, oop, I just jumped in a bit of a hole here. I'm gonna grab just a tiny bit. We don't need too much. I just want to make sure we have some so we can refine it and get those metal grids up and running. Although we don't need too much of it. All right, this was the hole. Oh, it's right there. All right. Hmm. Okay, so our refineries are not doing too much. I guess they refined all the cobalt already. Yeah, it's working on it. Some of them are. Right, so there's no ores left in here, is there? Nope, it's just stone and... Yeah. So we could just definitely just grab it from there, bring it back in order for that to work out. The only thing is, like, transferring is just annoying. Takes forever. But it will help us with the assembly of stuff as well. Alright, so if we grab our ship, I think the platinum one is what we never grabbed everything out of, so we should grab that, I believe. I need to set up automations for this flight path, if anything. And also this landing. Okay. So here's our ship. Here's the rest of the stuff. So let's just go to our cargo. We should empty this out, but it's fine. Grab all this. Kind of don't want to grab the gravel, but it looks like we might have to. Crazy that we have all this nickel, actually. But we can refine a lot quicker back at base. Okay, so looks like there's a ton of gravel here. We'll just grab that. We got tons and tons of stone, and I think we just filled up ourselves a little too much, but should be okay. Not an easy flight now, as you see. We're still holding up pretty well with 4. Is it 4? Nope. We got a total of 6 thrusters. Upward thrust. Luckily we did that. I think 4 would have not worked out. I think once we have a big enough hole, we should just create a drill system where we can just collect what we need to collect instead of going straight down, get all the stone and everything like that. Although we could use the stone anyways, because that gives us the iron, nickel, and silicon anyways. That's always a good plus to have that running. Ooh, I'm down. So ship should well, we should empty our ship if anything, if we can. Here's all the stone going in. Oh no, going out. Here's another large cargo container. Yeah, let's just throw everything in here for now. Empty out the ship. Okay, that's fine. And what we're gonna do eventually, we're gonna have to fix up all this and do something with the gravel as well. But for now, let's just not worry too much about that. We got our main goal, which is the assembler bay or plant, done. And it's not too bad. Looks interesting enough, I guess. But luckily I left some space here so that I can build another piece of mod there. Yeah, this is gonna work out. The next piece is gonna be the mods, which that's gonna be fun to assemble because that requires a whole bunch of computers, which we don't have. Well, we have a decent chunk. I mean, how much is the mods gonna cost us? So we're gonna do speed mods for the most part. 60 computers. All right, we have more than enough for that. So yeah, we're gonna be plopping them all out throughout here. Here, bottom, top, and then this one will be here, here, here. Yeah, all around it. So hopefully that works out. Yeah, the assembling is going. I can hear it. All right, so we definitely got to work on the designing of it, of everything. So we could put that all in maybe one episode of anything. And then, of course, in the back end, we're going to do some, or not back end. So on the off-camera end, we're going to do some extra plumbing and mining, if anything. And eventually, we're going to have a nice colored designed base. And a new storage system that's going to carry what we need to carry. Do we plumb up over there? We don't have to, but it would be a nice idea. We didn't empty out this cargo. That's fine. So we'll continue to grab some platinum, gold, and silver from these things here. And also something we should do also is go to the beacons. We have several beacons to go to. The closest one's right there, 3 kilometers away. So definitely something we should check out, especially if they're going to sell uranium. That's a much needed piece. Although we probably don't have this up and running anytime soon. I mean, we should probably get some mats to get this thing going. We might have enough. Probably not superconductors, because it requires 2,000 superconductors for whatever reasons. I'm gonna try to reserve not using the superconductors if possible, because I'd rather use that for the yield mods later down the line. So I need 40 of these things, 40 of these things. Oop, can't get enough of that. Reactor components, motors, and computers. So that's the other missing piece. All right, so then we just actually no, it just needs 100 superconductors. It's the reactor components that we need 2,000 of, which gravel and silver. Okay, so we can burn the gravel and the silver for this. All right, that actually works out pretty well. Oop. We need 2,000. It's gonna co-op it, I guess. Oop, sorry, not this way. Did it this way. Then it should spread out to the other ones, I think. Yeah, it would. Perfect. All right, we gotta find ways to get the gold, platinum, silver a lot quicker, because just drilling down like that, it's gonna take forever. So if we make a big enough hole for a ship to get in there, that might be easier. Or we just gotta build a drill system on the bottom and maneuver from there. But I think we're good to go. We can remove all this because we actually need to reverse it. All right, so we'll work on getting this done eventually on our own. But hope you guys did enjoy this episode of making the assembler bay. If you did, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below, even to just say hi. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.